Wayne Lukas, one of the most iconic and influential figures in horse racing history, has returned to his home for hospice care at the age of 89. The legendary trainer, who has left an indelible mark on the sport over a career spanning more than 60 years, had recently been hospitalized in Louisville due to serious health complications stemming from an MRSA blood infection. According to a statement released by the Lukas family, the infection caused extensive damage to his heart and digestive system and exacerbated several pre-existing medical conditions. Despite the best efforts of medical professionals, Lukas made the deeply personal decision to forego aggressive treatments. In his own quiet and resolute way, he expressed a desire to spend the time he has left in the comfort of his own home, surrounded by his wife and loved ones. The news has resonated profoundly within the horse racing world, where Lukas is revered not only for his professional achievements, but also for the character and dignity he has exemplified throughout his life. Wayne Lukas' story is the stuff of legend. He began his career training quarter horses in the 1960s and 70s, making waves at tracks like Los Alamitos with his sharp instincts and innovative approach to horse training. However, it wasn't until October 20th, 1977, that he registered his first official win as a thoroughbred trainer at Santa Anita Park in Southern California. He was 42 years old at the time, a late start by many standards, but what followed was a meteoric rise. By 1978, Lukas had committed to training thoroughbreds full-time. With a modest stable of just 7 horses, he began building what would become one of the most formidable legacies in horse racing history. He quickly gained recognition not just for his results on the track, but also for his unmistakable barn aesthetic. The signature white picket fences, blooming flower beds, and carefully painted feed tubs became synonymous with the Lukas name, a physical manifestation of his discipline and attention to detail. By 1989, Lukas had established a permanent base at Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky, one of the most prestigious venues in American horse racing. It was there that his career would flourish and evolve, ultimately solidifying him as a titan in the sport. Lukas' accomplishments are staggering. Over the course of his career, he trained horses that earned a combined $301 million from an astounding 30,607 starts. He recorded 4,967 wins, including 637 graded stakes victories out of a total of 1,105 stakes win, a feat few can even dream of, let alone achieve. He captured the Kentucky Derby 4 times and won the Kentucky Oaks on 5 occasions. More impressively, 26 of his horses earned Eclipse Awards, the highest individual honor in American racing. Among those, 3 were named Horse of the Year, a testament to Lukas' uncanny ability to recognize and develop equine talent at the highest level. He also has 15 Triple Crown race victories to his name, second only to Bob Baffert's 17. In an era defined by legendary competition and dazzling talent, Lukas remained a pillar of consistency and excellence. Wayne Lukas' impact extends beyond numbers and titles. To many within the racing community, he has been a mentor, a role model, and even a father figure. Kentucky Derby winning trainer Kenny McPeak, speaking to the Courier-Journal, called Lukas a special man and a great friend, adding, "He raised the standards for our sport to the highest level, an amazing man." Countless trainers, jockeys, and racing officials owe a portion of their careers to Lukas' mentorship. He wasn't just a master horseman, he was a teacher. His influence shaped the careers of many who went on to become major figures in the sport themselves. In light of Lukas' declining health, Lukas Enterprises has already set in motion a comprehensive succession plan. All horses that were under his training have now been transferred to his longtime assistant and trusted colleague, Sebastian Bus Nickel. Nickel, a veteran in his own right, has worked alongside Lukas for years and is seen as the ideal caretaker to carry forward the trainer's philosophy and legacy. This transition marks not just the end of an era, but the continuation of a tradition. For Lukas, it's never been just about wins and losses. It's been about doing things the right way. That ethic instilled in those who worked with him, will endure through Nickel and others who had the privilege of learning under him. Lucas holds the rare distinction of being inducted into both the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame 1999 and the American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame 2007. He is the first individual to be enshrined in both, symbolizing his mastery across multiple disciplines in horse racing. While many know him for his thoroughbred accomplishments, it's important to remember that his early success came with quarter horses. That foundation laid the groundwork for the disciplined, results-driven methodology he would later apply to the thoroughbred world with such spectacular effect. What made D. Wayne Lucas exceptional wasn't just his record, it was the way he carried himself. Whether speaking at a press conference, leading a horse to the paddock, or standing in the winner's circle, Lucas exuded a rare combination of humility, confidence, and grace. He treated his work with reverence, his team with respect, and his horses with affection. Lucas was never afraid to push boundaries. He was one of the first trainers to operate large, national stables, sending horses to race at tracks across the country simultaneously, a strategy that later became a norm in elite racing circles. He introduced corporate professionalism into a sport that had traditionally been a family affair, laying the foundation for how modern horse racing operations are run today. His attention to detail, rigorous schedules, and high expectations created an environment where excellence wasn't just encouraged, it was expected. Yet, despite his hard-driving style, those who worked with him often describe him deeply loyal and generous with his knowledge. Now, as the curtain begins to fall on one of the greatest careers in the history of horse racing, the industry finds itself in collective reflection. It is not merely the end of a professional journey, it is the closing chapter of a story that redefined what it meant to be a trainer. In recent days, tributes have poured in from across the racing world. Fans, jockeys, fellow trainers, owners, and even journalists have shared stories, memories, and gratitude for a man who has given so much to the sport. Though Lucas chose to return home for hospice care, it is not in defeat. It is, in many ways, the same deliberate decision-making that defined his career, calm, measured, and rooted in values. He returns to the place he calls home, to the people he loves most, with the dignity and peace that he has rightfully earned. D. Wayne Lucas will be remembered not just for the horses he trained or the races he won. He will be remembered for revolutionizing a sport, for inspiring generations, and for doing it all with unshakable integrity. He taught the racing world that success is about more than trophies. It's about how you treat people, how you approach your craft, and how you face adversity. As he spends his final days in the company of his family, the entire racing world sends him off with immense gratitude and respect. The white picket fences of his barns, once symbols of ambition and order, now stand as monuments to a life profoundly well-lived. Even as the track grows silent without his steady presence, his legacy will gallop on in every barn that holds to his standards, in every trainer he mentored, and in every fan who watched in awe as another Lucas horse crossed the finish line. For those who love horse racing, D. Wayne Lucas will forever be more than a name in the record books. He is and always will be a symbol of excellence, a beacon of integrity, and a legend in every sense of the word.